What is happening in the crypto world right now? The market is electric, and you do not want to miss these explosive updates. We're talking about predictions that could shatter records, game-changing tech shifts, and signals that have the whole community buzzing. Get ready, because the pace is insane, and if you blink, you'll miss the next big wave. We've got the inside scoop on what's moving the needle, from massive price targets to the emergence of truly groundbreaking projects. Stick around, because this is the information you need to stay ahead of the curve. First up, is Bitcoin on the cusp of an unbelievable surge, or is a different kind of revolution brewing in the altcoin space? We dive deep into the numbers and the narratives that could define the next chapter of digital assets. Then, we're hitting you with the latest from the biggest players in the game, who's making moves, and what does it mean for your portfolio. Get ready for some serious insights. Next, we're dissecting a critical signal that's got everyone talking. Could this be a major turning point, or just noise in the system? We break down the charts and what they're telling us about Bitcoin's immediate future. And finally, we're looking at another bold prediction that challenges the status quo. Is this the next big thing, or just wishful thinking? We've got all the details you need to make sense of it all. Don't go anywhere, your essential crypto briefing starts now. Bitcoin's massive price target, what you need to know. Is Bitcoin poised for an astronomical leap to $200,000 by the end of 2025? That's the electrifying prediction making waves, fueled by speculation about Federal Reserve rate cuts and positive on-chain data like low NVT and MVRV ratios. But amidst this bullish fervor, a significant market correction recently saw Bitcoin dip after hotter-than-expected PCE data, wiping out billions in value. Analysts are closely watching key support levels around $107,000 to $109,000, viewing this pullback as a potential temporary pause rather than the end of the rally. The narrative is complex. While Bitcoin's price action is influenced by institutional flows and macroeconomic trends, the emergence of high-potential AI altcoins like Ozak AI, Oz, is capturing significant attention. Ozak AI, currently in its pre-sale phase and projecting a 100x return, highlights the evolving risk-reward landscape in crypto. Its integration of AI with blockchain technology for trading and DeFi solutions, coupled with substantial pre-sale funding exceeding $2.5 million, positions it as a notable player. This juxtaposition between Bitcoin's established growth trajectory and the explosive potential of innovative altcoins paints a dynamic picture of the crypto market. As the Fed's policy decisions loom, the market is at a critical juncture, balancing the stability sought by Bitcoin ETFs with the speculative allure of next-generation digital assets. The question remains, will Bitcoin hit its $200K target, or will the real story be the 100x gains found elsewhere? Stay with us, because we're about to break down the critical indicators and the emerging projects that could shape your investment strategy. Then, we're diving into how the biggest crypto exchange is expanding access to promising new tokens. Binance boosts altcoin access with key listings. In a move set to invigorate the altcoin market, Binance, the world's leading cryptocurrency exchange, has expanded its trading offerings by listing Bitgert, BRISC, and the BRC20 token protocol. This strategic expansion aims to provide investors with greater access to emerging blockchain technologies and utility-driven digital assets, reflecting a significant shift in investor focus towards projects with tangible real-world applications. Bitgert, BRISC, launched in late 2022, has garnered attention for its high-speed, low-cost blockchain designed to support decentralized applications and facilitate cross-chain transactions. Its inclusion on Binance signifies a growing demand for altcoins built on robust technological foundations that offer practical utility beyond speculative trading. Simultaneously, the listing of BRC20, a protocol enabling the creation of fungible tokens on the Bitcoin blockchain, represents a significant development in enhancing Bitcoin's functionality and opening up new avenues for tokenization. This protocol's innovation lies in its ability to leverage Bitcoin's established infrastructure for novel use cases, potentially unlocking new value propositions for the leading cryptocurrency. Binance's listing process is known for its rigorous due diligence, emphasizing market demand, project fundamentals, and the intrinsic utility of tokens. These criteria suggest that both Bitgert and BRC20 have met Binance's high standards, signaling their potential for sustained growth and adoption. Early trading activity for the newly listed assets has indicated strong investor interest, with initial price movements reflecting positive market sentiment. However, industry experts are quick to remind investors of the inherent volatility within the altcoin market, urging thorough research and a cautious approach before committing capital. This expansion by Binance not only reinforces its dominant position in the global crypto exchange landscape, but also underscores a broader market trend: the increasing emphasis on utility and long-term value potential in altcoin investments. By prioritizing projects with clear technological use cases, Binance is catering to a more sophisticated investor base and contributing to the maturation of the cryptocurrency ecosystem, potentially paving the way for wider adoption of decentralized technologies. Keep watching as we analyze the impact of these listings and what they mean for the broader altcoin market. Next up, we're deciphering a potentially bearish signal that's got traders on edge. Bitcoin's death cross signal, what it really means. Analysts are closely watching a significant technical event on the Bitcoin chart: the formation of a death cross on the MVRV momentum indicator. This pattern, characterized by the 30-day moving average crossing below the 365-day moving average of the metric, has historically preceded major downturns. The last time this indicator flashed a similar bearish signal was at the peak of the 2021 bull cycle, which was subsequently followed by a staggering 77% price collapse, from Bitcoin's all-time high of $69,000 down to $15,500 in 2022. This has led prominent analysts like Ali Martinez to interpret the MVRV death cross as a signal of a macro momentum shift from positive to negative territory, suggesting a potential cooling-off period for Bitcoin's price. However, the picture isn't entirely bearish. Other crucial on-chain indicators suggest that Bitcoin's rally might not be overheating just yet. For instance, the MVRV Z-score, a metric that measures the difference between Bitcoin's market value and its realized value, the price at which coins were last moved, remains significantly below levels typically associated with market tops. Analysts like Stockmoney Lizards explain that a high MVRV Z-score, in the red zone, indicates that holders are sitting on substantial profits and are more likely to sell, while a low score, in the green zone, suggests users are at a loss, presenting an opportunity for smart money accumulation. Historically, market peaks have coincided with MVRV Z-score values ranging from 7 to 9, whereas the current reading is around 2. This suggests that investors, on average, are not experiencing the massive unrealized profits seen during previous peaks, implying there could still be considerable room for growth. Adding to the complex outlook, Skybridge Capital founder Anthony Scaramucci, while acknowledging the possibility of a 40% correction before Bitcoin potentially reaches $500,000, remains long-term bullish, emphasizing the importance of holding valuable assets through market volatility. He drew parallels to his own past mistakes of selling growth assets like Apple and Microsoft too early. Meanwhile, a notable shift in investor behavior is also being observed, with an early Bitcoin investor reportedly selling $215 million worth of BTC to acquire approximately 48,942 ETH, signaling strong continued interest in Ethereum despite market corrections. Analysts note that Ethereum reserves on major exchanges are showing a downward trend, suggesting active accumulation by market participants. This divergence in on-chain activity points to potentially stronger demand for Ethereum relative to Bitcoin during the current consolidation phase. The market is thus presented with conflicting signals: a bearish technical indicator versus fundamentally strong on-chain metrics and active accumulation of alternative assets. But what does this mean for your portfolio? We'll break down the implications next. And finally, we're looking at another bold prediction that challenges the status quo. Bitcoin's $200K rally prediction: Fed policy is key. Despite recent volatility causing Bitcoin, BTC, prices to dip to their lowest point in nearly 2 months, a segment of market observers remains firmly optimistic, arguing that the current correction is not indicative of a cycle top. Instead, they pinpoint the Federal Reserve's upcoming September policy decision as a potential catalyst for a major rally, one that could propel the number one cryptocurrency to unprecedented levels by the end of the year. This perspective suggests that any dovish signals or rate cuts from the Fed could trigger a significant fear of missing out. FOMO, buying frenzy, driving Bitcoin's price towards ambitious targets. Analysts are closely monitoring macroeconomic indicators and Fed communications, as these factors are expected to heavily influence market sentiment and liquidity. The expectation is that a favorable monetary policy shift could unlock substantial capital inflows into risk assets, with Bitcoin and the broader cryptocurrency market being prime beneficiaries. While the short-term price action might exhibit choppiness due to inflation data or other economic releases, the long-term outlook for Bitcoin, according to these analysts, remains exceptionally strong, contingent on the Fed's actions. This viewpoint contrasts with more cautious analyses that highlight potential headwinds or suggest that current valuations might already price in some positive outcomes. The debate centers on whether the market has fully priced in the Fed's future moves or if there is still significant upside potential driven by monetary easing. The interplay between inflation data, employment figures, and the Fed's policy response will be critical in determining the trajectory of Bitcoin in the coming months. Investors are advised to stay attuned to these macroeconomic developments, as they are likely to be the primary drivers of significant price movements in the cryptocurrency market. The potential for a Fed-induced rally presents a compelling narrative for Bitcoin bulls, but the path forward will undoubtedly be shaped by the nuances of economic data and central bank policy. Stay tuned as we wrap up with a lightning round recap of all today's top stories. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And that's a wrap. Bitcoin might be seeing a $200K prediction, but a 100x AI altcoin is stealing the spotlight. Binance is expanding altcoin access with key utility-driven listings like Bitgert and BRC20. We saw a death cross on Bitcoin's MVRV indicator, but other metrics suggest room for growth, and analysts are still bullish on Bitcoin hitting $200K driven by Fed policy shifts. Smash that like button, subscribe for more, hit the notification bell so you never miss an update, and follow us on all social platforms to stay in the loop. See you next time.